In a recent post up on the Regency Society, someone was asking about parasols and gloves, and I thought I'd walk through some of the things I have available currently. So there's a couple parasols, and then we've got some great shawls. These are perfect for Regency, Victorian, Edwardian even. And a nice collar there, and that would be more of an Edwardian piece. The other thing that's right here, and this is just glorious, this tiny little parasol is actually a child's. It's Victorian, and it is in absolutely astonishing condition. It's silk. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the interior or the exterior. The finial is original. The handle is original. It's just glorious. This is not something you would buy and have a child play with, obviously. I personally think this ought to go to a museum to be part of a display collection, and we'll probably pursue doing that. It's just fabulous. Something else that's fabulous is this piece that I have, which is crowned with a rock crystal top or knob, a gold-plated collar, and then it goes down to its original mechanism. This is one you would stand like this with. It's very possible that this is Regency, especially based on the collection this came out of. It, of course, needs to have the umbrella portion of it, the parasol portion of it, redone. But this is a project for someone who could do that. It's just fabulous. Right behind it, I've got this great muff. I think I showed this in one of the other videos, the one I did on doing my redoing my jewelry cases. I'm displaying it here now with some things that from the time frame, and silk lined, fur on the outside, just absolutely wonderful, especially for your winter ensemble. And I've got a couple hand fans. I showed these two earlier. Now they're in the display that I had out for my salon over the weekend. Scarf and an absolutely wonderful reticule. This is one of those things that would have been carried by. I think this is a reproduction piece because it's not authentic from the Regency time frame, but this is patterned after a Regency bag that I've seen in several fashion plates. And this would be, I keep thinking this might go with one of my ensembles pretty well, but for right now it is out for purchase. Newer Battenberg collar, but certainly you can use this for your historic ensemble. Then I have my lace panels that I talked about before. And I'm getting ready to put those new tags up on here and to include the cravat and the lace pins. So that will be a project I work on over the next week or so, but here are those panels with the lace. Then I have several more parasols. Actually, I have two parasols and two actual umbrellas. And both of these that I'm showing right now, these are newer. These are something you pick up at Pier 1 or some other specialty store like that. The other one here is really fun because this looks very much like something that would be carried from either Victorian or Edwardian time frame. We've got the Japanese motif on it. And then the other two are vintage umbrellas. The darker ruffled blue one is perfectly acceptable to carry for Victorian. And then the other one is a 1930s. It has its own little case and it's a straight handle. Still works in beautiful shape, but if you were looking for that color, it would work really well. When I was reading the post looking for gloves, I definitely had to chuckle a little bit because I certainly have an absolute abundance of gloves in stock right now. As you can see, there's black, there's this with the fabulous black glass buttons on it. I've got this long pair of cutout kid gloves. These are great. I'd be keeping those if I didn't already have a pair that was very similar to that. We've got some crocheted ones back here. And some really fabulous purses, and some little bags that act the part. Another antique purse. And then we come in on the gloves again. And I've got a fur collar as well. The fur collars are period appropriate for Regency, Victorian, all the way up into Edwardian. And you'll see if you look at fashion plates or photographs or paintings, you're going to see the fur collars in there. And obviously, if you don't want to be wearing actual fur, a fake fur collar will work as well. But we have more gloves here. And one of the things that's interesting is you can certainly wear the newer gloves with your ensembles. You just want to make sure that you're using colors that are appropriate. And even that orange would probably work for Regency because they did do some really bright stuff. This is more if you're doing 30s, 40s, 50s. These are children's, and I am working on that children's display, so I think I'm going to pull these out and put that in with that display. And I think I have at least a couple more pair of children's in here. Great little patriotic pair, 1950s. A nice black pair that certainly would work. Oh, and the gray hair is free. Silver, actually. I have silver hairs. I don't have gray. So lots of nice choices. And if someone's looking for gloves to go with their ensembles, they ought to get a hold of me. I'm just rattling things here. There's leather. When you're looking at the kid leather or any leather gloves, sometimes they do seem like they are awfully small, and that's because they do need to be stretched out. Now this pair, which is probably Edwardian, look at these snaps and the older closure there. Maybe a little other, but probably not. These are a 5.5. They are tiny. This pair with the details is felt, and it is going to stretch some, so you'll be able to have some give in those when you are looking for gloves. This is an example of something that doesn't act the part. This is a 40s or 50s nylon pair. Trying to get focused on it here. It's hard because it is so sheer. You can see the other gloves through it. This is not going to look appropriate. It is going to appear nylon when you wear it. But if you're doing a 40s or 50s ensemble, this is perfect. A nice little ruffle. This would be something to go out to lunch with the ladies and have your gloves on, but not for historic costuming from the 1800s. I also have some fun accessories in stock currently, and in this case there's several manicure tools. All three of those on the right hand side are sterling handled, and then of course the actual manicure part is made of steel. The next thing over is a button hook, and this is what you would use to fasten those buttons in your antique shoes. And you see those shoes or boots that have buttons, that's the tool you use to do the buttons. And then there's another one here as well. So there's a metal handled one. It's not sterling, it's just silver plate. And then this one is an early celluloid, it's not ivory. Another manicure tool. Then there's a couple wonderful little lace pins. This case probably needs a few more of those.
And I also have many other cases of fabulous lace pins and other choices.
And this is also a button hook, but it's a glove button hook. So this is called a glove hook, and it's to fasten the buttons at your wrist on those gloves that you slide on, and then they cinch in around your wrist by buttons. And you mostly see those in Victorian times, and that's why you don't see these made now, but that's what this is for. So this tiny one is a button hook for gloves, or a glove hook, and then these other two button hooks are for your shoes. And if you're wearing any historical items like that, those are the perfect tools to be able to button those buttons.
Tickets for all Windhorse historical teas and events are available on Ticket Tailor, and our eBay shop is shown here. If you're in Aurora, please do come and visit us. Give me a call or text. Remember to like, subscribe, and select notifications. And thanks for stepping into my wonderful world. Please come again soon.